If you're tired of falling into the trap of overeating, then this video is for you. If you want to know how to maintain a good relationship with food when dining out or eating at home, then this video, it's for you. Hey, health warriors, Tracy here, sharing easy ways you can eat, move, and live a life of mental and physical wellness over 40 and beyond. Overeating, the habit of eating more calories than our bodies require, is a sign of a not so good relationship with food, and it can lead to many challenges in health, making losing weight an uphill battle. Overeating leaves us with unused calories floating, which over time gets stored as excess fat on our face, neck, arms, thighs, back, and stomach. Overeating can result in the buildup of gas, causing bloat, excessive stretching of the stomach. It puts a strain on our digestive capabilities and disrupts our hunger regulation. You know, that thing that tells us when to eat, how much to eat. Overeating delays our body, or it adjusts our body's hunger signals, delaying the time when we should be ready to eat again. We overeat for a number of reasons, and there are steps that work best based on those reasons. Something I addressed in this video. Watch that after you grab today's insights. The place I tend to find myself overeating the most is at home. When battling with and trying to build a healthy relationship with food is the place that is supposed to be a place of peace and safety, can we just say challenging to have that struggle at home? I'm the first to admit that my eyes tend to be bigger than my belly. That is why I swapped out my larger than life-size glasses and bowls for smaller ones. I primarily drink water these days. However, when I do drink a beverage that contains calories in it, no matter how small the calories, unless it's like 0, then I use teacups or small juice glasses. I love big mugs. I love the designs, the words of affirmations. They look and feel so cozy. Do you have a favorite mug? Those big mugs, they set the stage for the perfect storm to overindulge in calorie intake. My glass mugs are smaller than my regular eating bowls, so I actually use my mugs when I'm eating starches like sweet potatoes, pasta, rice, oatmeal, things like that. I use the mugs instead of the bowls. That helps with portion control, something I mentioned in this video. Can we talk about silverware? When did they increase the size and not change the labeling to match? I recently bought a new set of spoons, teaspoons mind you. They look awfully big to me. Is this a teaspoon or is it a tablespoon? It's really kind of hard to tell the difference. The labeling said teaspoon, but when I went to get my daily scoop of almond butter, because yeah, I do that sometimes, then I could tell that my new teaspoons were bigger. They really were tablespoons being passed off as teaspoons. That is why I have dessert silverware on my shopping list to pick up next time I'm out. Those more resemble the silverware I grew up using when my health and weight were not under attack. I've mentioned that our stomach is the size of our 2 fists. Go ahead, put your 2 fists together and place it over your stomach. How does it fit? Pretty close match? Or does your belly out surround it? Maybe cover your fist. I get that our stomachs can expand, but stretching it day in and day out makes it hard for it to retain its elasticity. When you do lose weight, you may wind up with a stomach that resembles my sore spot. It takes some concerted effort for us eyeball eaters. Nonetheless, when eating at home, we can use our fists as a guide to portion our foods accordingly without relying on measuring cups, spoons, or scales at every meal, nor just eating until our eyes think we're done. As you portion your plate, consider your fists to help keep your portions within the realm as a way of lessening the occurrences of overeating at home. And eating at home may not be your Achilles heel, but you know someone who struggles at home with eating. Share this with them. Eating out may be your weakness, and I'm covering that in just a moment, so hang on. Wait, there's something I want you to consider before you sit down, plate your food, be it at home or out, okay? To keep your actions well informed, ask yourself, how would I like my stomach to feel after eating? And consider if the amount of food you have calls back a resounding yes without a nightcap of regret. Consider the energy you'd like to have, the type and quantity of food you are about to eat. Will that help you sustain the energy you want without a stimulated boost or white knuckling it through? Home may be a place where you find yourself maintaining a good, healthy relationship with food. And if it is, then share some of those with me. But to watch you at work or dining out with friends, that relationship, is it as combative as Ike and Tina Turner? I struggle a little less with eating during these times, primarily due to having food intolerances and a limited availability of foods that do not trigger my IBS symptoms. For the items on the menu that I can eat without concern of any inflammation storm, I decide beforehand, before getting into the restaurant, that I will either extend an offer to a friend or a relative to split that dish with me. If I have no takers, then I'm off to plan B. That is to place my order and request a to-go container accompany the meal as it's coming out. I immediately pack away the portions that fall outside of the required portion range for me, and I proceed to eat the remainder of my meal. A drawback to portion control eating is restaurants are not designed nor profit from giving you nor I food in sizes best for us. They serve food that is best for their bottom line, low cost, high calorie yield food. You know I'm right. It is for this reason when eating out, if my plate does not have an adequate amount of fibrous vegetables and protein on it, I order a side of that. And there's a food place, and I won't name them, but they make tasty rice bowls. Without fail, they heap on quantities of rice that easily represents the serving size for 2 to 3 people, and have the audacity to follow it up with a spoon fork size serving of protein. You know who I'm talking about. Portion control and mindful eating has taught me that when my protein intake is too low, my cravings and hunger become ravenous. That may be why when you dine out, you find yourself eating like it's the Last Supper and forgetting that you're just one decision away from improving your health and reaching your goals. So eat well, stay active.